Peer pressure. Peer pressure or social pressure is the direct influence on people by peers. In sociology, a peer group is both a social group and a primary group of people who have similar interests, age, background, or social status. Peer pressure can also mean the effect on an individual who gets encouraged to follow their peers by changing their attitudes, values, or behaviors to conform to those of the influencing group or individual. This can result in either a positive or negative effect, or both. Social groups affected include both membership groups, in which individuals are formally members, such as political parties, trade unions, or schools, and cliques, in which membership is not clearly defined. However, a person does not need to be a member or be seeking membership of a group to be affected by peer pressure. This brings me to my observations of my own behavior in creative choices for my photography, films, or other creative work, which I have noticed are also affected and partly shaped by peer pressure. In this video essay, I want to share my findings and thoughts on this topic and explain how I think peer pressure damages creativity. Last winter, I uploaded a video titled Creative Struggles, in which I was openly talking about my negative feelings towards my own work. Those feelings were coming from a clash between an artistic style of photography I was trying to enter and my desire for technical perfection. Now, a few months and some reflection later, I realized that those struggles rooted in this issue with peer pressure. In photography, or actually in any form of art or creation, the creator makes something influenced by his or her natural and especially social environment and artistic peers. This is easily recognized when the work you see of one creator reminds you of another. So, my choice to shoot a photo of these trees covered in fog is directly linked to these two photographers who have done similar work previously, which I truly enjoyed and therefore seek to produce myself. Now it's at this point that we notice the fine balance between inspiration and restriction. Inspiration is good, to say the least. Inspiration can fuel you with new creative ideas and motivation to create. Being influenced is also good, in the same way that I see the value in inspiration. However, influence in form of artistic restriction due to peer pressure is not good. Let me elaborate on this. This effect, which I have no comprehensive name for, happens when you begin to not create because it does not comply to the creative choices of your peers. I've caught myself often enough not publishing certain work or not even creating certain ideas because it does not comply to the norm, to the standard, or to my peers. And this is where I see a problem. Think of the photography, paintings, music, films, or any other forms of art which you have most appreciated when you found them. I can only speak for myself here, but the art that comes to my mind when I think of that is usually so good because it's unique. It's something I haven't seen or heard before. That is usually the kind of stuff we label as creative. The artist impresses us with his or her use of creativity to produce something new, unique, and unseen or unheard. And I assume that is ultimately the goal of every creator. But we humans, because we are simply humans, tend to fall into the strong influence of peer pressure and therefore stay in mediocrity. The pressure of complying to how others create and what others think of your work is often so strong that it hinders the pressured creator to make something unique and possibly outstanding. I've felt this restriction and probably always will from time to time. But next time when I am unconsciously restricting my own creativity due to peer pressure, I want my mind to snap and remember that this is the exact thing possibly holding back my best creative ideas. After recognizing that, I want to overcome the restriction and let my head go to the wilder places of my mind, and not let peer pressure damage my creativity. Those were some thoughts that often circle around in my mind, and I felt the urge to share them with you. Because, as I know, many of you are creators yourself, and I think this might be able to help a couple of you overcome your creative restrictions and give yourself the mindset which allows the most creativity possible. And don't get me wrong, overcoming the pressure is way easier said than done. I catch myself all the time being too strongly influenced by peer pressure. But I believe simply acknowledging the effects the peer pressure has on us can help us to pass the barriers. With that said, I hope this was in any way informative or valuable to you. If so, leave a like, it helps me out and it helps this little channel and community of creatives become a little bigger, and I hope to see you again next week in the next video. Until then, goodbye.